Welcome back to Coen and Kerr. This is the 28th District Republican Candidates Forum, and we have with us today Thomas, Mildy, and Stimson, who are all seeking the 28th District GOP nomination. I'd like to start with Mr. Stimson with a question about your predecessor in this office. Very well-revered man with quite a legacy. And I wanted to ask how a lot of us have thought of him as the only delegate we've ever had, and he has a legacy. And I'd like to know to what extent you want to follow that legacy, and if so, how you want to perpetuate it.
Well, Bill Howell has been a friend, and as far as Ceci and Bill go, they are very gracious people. I admire their marriage and the example that they have set from a personal standpoint. Disagreement was never personally. Disagreement between Mr. Howell and myself was on tax policy, and this is simply, it is as it is. As soon as you speak a truth, it's going to naturally divide people. But we're Republicans, and we already know how much taxes are taking a toll on people. So my disagreement was 3 times under his leadership. He passed a tax increase. The last tax increase was the largest in Virginia's history. The year before that, we were #1 in business in the nation. We have now dropped to number 33 in the nation, according to the Tax Foundation. In fact, 47 states and the District of Columbia had more growth last year than Virginia. High tax policies do not work.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stimson. This question is Thomas.
Thank you very much. So I think no mention of Speaker Howell go without Ceci Howell. Together, their partnership has been a great example to the community. Like was mentioned, their marriage, their faith, certainly something to be modeled by many people. I certainly respect Speaker Howell and the way he takes himself to Richmond. And he not only has to advocate for the district here, but he's had to advocate and work with 99 other delegates, and he's done a stupendous job of that. Bill is known as a man of character, integrity, never to be questioned. He absolutely is the right temperament to actually get things done in Richmond and bring people together. I think you'll find that those are some of the same characters that he saw in me and decided to endorse our candidacy. I'm very grateful for it. And I intend to continue that legacy, but bring a couple of new things to this table. I'm a veteran, a job creator. I've served at the local level, and Richmond needs to realize that they're hurting local level.
Thank you very much, Mr. Thomas. Mr. Mildy, same question.
Absolutely. I would echo a lot of the same sentiment as Mr. Thomas. The Speaker has been a great leader for our area. No question about that. He's dedicated his whole life to serving the Stafford area, and he's done so effectively. What I think about that's most impressive about the Speaker, of course, is the way he presided over the turnaround in the House of Delegates from a minority 33-member Republican minority to approximately about the opposite of that, about a 66 or so at the height, a 67-member majority. He did a wonderful job as a speaker for the state, getting us the majority we needed in Richmond to do things now like stopping at Medicaid expansion and some things that have been very important. I think overall he's done a great job, and I'm very grateful to him for his service. This morning I listened to him talking about ethics. I'm always moved by his eloquence and frankly, he knows what he's talking about. We'll miss him. The shoes are too big to fill, but we will do our best.
That's a very thoughtful answer. My next question is something that over the years, I have heard every one of you at some public event mention being stuck in traffic, and or some complaint about traffic. And it's usually I'm late to this meeting because of traffic, or I know what it's like to be in traffic. And that's why I wanted to ask this question about transportation. We've got major transportation issues around this area. Interstates as well as our secondary roads and our county primary roads. What do you plan to bring to the table to help resolve those, or at least mitigate some of those problems?
Thank you. Many people know that the Virginia Railway Express, which we've all served on the board for at some point or another, it is a valuable service to our commuters that head to D.C. every day. What some people may not know is it takes a whole lane of traffic off of Interstate 95 and Interstate 66 every day. There's been some question as to whether the VRE is financially a good investment for the state, but the Commonwealth did a study recently, and they came back, and I think think even they were surprised at the billions of dollars of money it would take to replace the amount of people the VRE moves. The problem with the VRE is it may not be sustainable 15, 20 years from now. We don't have a dedicated source of funding. Every year or two, we have to ask the state what we might get in the next 2 years. And that's not a way that you can plan for and run an operation. The other thing I think the state needs to make some adjustments on is we're trying to spread the money all across the Commonwealth. I drove from Fredericksburg to Culpeper the other day on a 4-lane road that they're putting there out in the middle of nowhere. I think we need to refocus the dollars on the choke points, and then we can go back to those kind of roads.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Mr. Mildy, the same question.
Sure. So transportation has been one of my strong suits. I've been on the VRE operations board for, I think this is my 11th year. I've been chairman twice. The last time that Stafford had even a chairman at all was Bob Gibbons many, many years ago. So I've been leading at the VRE as we went from dismal 60 and 70% on-time performance to the 80s and 90s in this area. We've almost doubled our ridership. And as Bob mentioned, we take a lane of traffic off the highway here and also on 66. But also pavement matters to even more people here in Stafford County. And I've been on FAMPO for also about 10 years. FAMPO is where all the money comes, all the money goes through FAMPO. Neither one of my opponents have spent much time on it. One has none and one a year on FAMPO. And I've been able to bring back work on projects like the Hot Lanes extension, the Courthouse Road 95 interchange redevelopment, the Falmouth interchange, 17 widening, the Onville 610 improvements, and several others. We have really done a great job bringing about $1.3 billion currently in projects back to Stafford County through FAMPO. They've all gone through FAMPO. So I really think we've done a great job with my help on transportation staff.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mildy. Appreciate that very much. Mrs. Stimson, same question.
For over 10 years, my husband has sacrificed by commuting north to D.C. So our family lives it. 3 hours a day he gives up to go and work. Right now he's working at the Pentagon for headquarters Marine Corps. Our family understands the traffic issue. The General Assembly, the largest tax increase in Virginia's history, was ostensibly called the historic transportation revenue. So what did we get with that? Mr. Thomas just acknowledged, really, nothing. The funding is not there. But it was supposed to go to roads. The one thing we did get is tolls. So now not only do we pay higher taxes, but we pay tolls to use our roads, which is an essential function of government. Our board, however, went around that, and I did work with Mr. Mildy. He was very aggressive and very smart on this issue, and I want to give him credit for that. We fast-tracked the voter-approved transportation bond project. We made improvements with Stafford County tax dollars. In spite of not getting the tax money from Richmond, we prioritize funding while cutting taxes, so it can be done. You just have to be wise with the money. Transportation is definitely.
Thank you very much. That's the end of this particular segment. We have Mr. Thomas, Mr. Mildy, and Mrs. Stimson, all candidates for the GOP nomination in the 28th District. And we're not done with them yet. We're going to ask some more questions, so please stay tuned and come back after the break.